Hey guys, welcome back to the farm. Today is the perfect conditions for planting grass. We just had a light rain last night, some heavy rains the day before. We have some sun the next 2 days, and then maybe like a light shower after that. So that's perfect for top dressing some of these fields that we're working on. We're gonna go up to the biggest field that we've made yet. It's for a project that may happen here before winter time, but anyways, I'm gonna bring you guys along, show you how it's done and what we do here. It's a beautiful spot. It's nice weather. The fires from Quebec have kind of moved on, so this haze is gone. It is a corker. So yeah, anyways, here we go. $11 does 1 acre. Comes in pretty sweet. I've had it for a couple years. No problems with it or anything. I think it's a good buy. It takes in pretty much anything. Grow on pavement. And then this is something that we're trying out. I've never used this, but it was the most it was the highest end stuff that they sold for cows and horses at Tractor Supply. So gonna order some other things. We've been doing some research. I'm a little bit behind on that. I'd like to get the perfect grass and get it established, but I'm gonna throw this in there in place of conservation mix. It's mostly for erosion control, stabilizing this new area that we've cleared, but instead of just doing the conservation mix, I said, hey, let's put something in there that might make better pasture in the future, because that is the end result for this space. So we're gonna give it a try. It's for horses. Cows will eat it. It's got a good blend. I'll put some more details about it in there. Did very little research into it, so we'll see if it works out. This thing right here is called a hip chain. And I don't know, there's way fancier ways to measure distance nowadays, especially with phones and GPS and all that kind of stuff. This is the old-fashioned way. This is primarily a forestry tool, but it's just a string and a little counter. So every foot of string that goes out ticks a little number, and at the end of the day, you can see how many feet you went. Reset's really easy. It's a pretty simple tool. It's really helpful. The string is really, really thin and designed to biodegrade. It falls apart and pretty much turns to dirt within just a couple of weeks. So it doesn't leave anything behind. This one's my dad's. It's old. It's a little busted up, but I've used it a lot, and it's really handy. A lot easier than friggin' with the phone, and yeah, so bringing that with me to do some measurements for fencing. I'm also bringing a cheap game camera and battery memory card setup. I keep a couple of these on hand just for new areas. The cameras actually take decent pictures. It's nothing special. but it does help me keep an eye on things for pretty cheap money. I think this is like 28 bucks or something at Walmart. These are sold right there. Comes with a card, set of batteries. They don't last forever, but yeah, so these two things, we'll set those up. We'll get the fence measured. We'll get the grass planted. I'll give you guys a tour. Bring in the chainsaw because we've had some weather. I haven't been out there since the storm. There's probably a couple of blowdowns that need tending to. I have some stakes because I always end up needing stakes. Got the trusty old hatchet there for driving them. Yeah, let's do it. Actually added a pond. This is our third pond in a string of ponds. It's way downhill from the other ponds. This one is going to be dedicated to contaminated things like animals. We're going to have this open to whatever critters decide to live in this pasture. We built a nice easy ramp that goes out about 10-12 feet. We're going to put some more stable material. It'll probably end up being gravel, so that there's not a chance of it being real muddy. Then around the rim, we actually made a 4-foot shelf so that if anything was ever fall inside this pond, they have a 4-foot shelf to get to around the entire thing. It should correspond with our spillway, so the water will never be up over that point. And that helps protect anything that accidentally makes its way into this pond and might be panicked and can't get itself out. One of the other features of this pasture, and one of the primary reasons we chose this little hillside to build our first animal husbandry area, is that my house site is actually right up there. So someday, hopefully soon, you'll be looking at my house. We built this little trail road so that I could easily get down here in a hurry if I ever had to. Once this is all cleaned up, I'll have a pretty good line of sight down into the pasture. Yeah, it's another kind of feature. We're really lucky to be building this place from scratch, and having our own equipment allows us to put these types of things in place. 20 years from now, it's going to be really handy to be able to see my pasture from my kitchen. That's something that you might not get if you buy a farm. You know, we're building that into this project. We're kind of taking that mentality with every aspect of it. So hopefully these things will pay off dividends in the future. Interesting to find charcoal here in the ground where we did some digging. You can see it's charcoal. A little pile of it there, and there's some more even up here. So kind of weird. Not sure. I'm sure somebody knows what that's all about. Might look into that. Keep my eye out for arrowheads, maybe. All right, so we got the field planted, 150 pounds of seed. It's down. The conditions are perfect. It's a little late in the season, but I think it's still gonna work. I have some important guests coming that I'm gonna go greet. This is it. We're gonna check on it 10 to 15 days and see if any of it takes. Hopefully it does.